Patrick Star!
You hear me, you bastard? Patrick Boys!
Wanna be a wannabe? Like and subscribe. Oh, sweet, merciful heaven, it's Patrick Boys!
Patrick Boys!
Do not expect another one of these.
There will never be another Patrick Boys. Limited edition.
If you thought there was a way to somehow be less ready than the prerequisite level of unready that we are in most SpongeBob Boys, then you have had your dream come true, sir, madam, or non-binary person in the audience, because, holy God, what have we done?
I've seen some shit this week, and this fried my brain like a fucking egg. It was baffling.
Yeah, you had to look at, like, decapitated heads and exploded penises.
It's true. But even that won't explode your penis as hard as Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick will explode your penis.
And they'll let him do it. He's got a check from Nickelodeon.
No, I'm just thinking about Fallout. In Fallout, when Maximus goes, do you want to make my cock explode now?
I feel like I need to be in a Fallout shelter after watching the Patrick Star Show.
The Patrick Star... No, like, you have to put up that image that I did of the nuclear Patricks again.
Yeah. Nothing good, like, dwells here.
Yeah, this is not a video of honor.
Yeah, the Patrick Star Show, even more than Modern SpongeBob, is the epitome of booty shorts that say there is nothing here of honor.
Yeah.
No, this is not a place of honor on the butt.
Yeah, okay, so, like...
This is a fucking...
Can I give some context?
This show is a butt.
Can I give some context for the audience?
No, of course, go on.
Alright, so... This show, the Patrick Star Show, is obviously a spin-off of SpongeBob SquarePants. So you may think, okay, well, it's the Cleveland show, but it's about Patrick. It's this show's Frasier. It's Sam and Cat. What is it gonna do? You know, what will they mine from the adventures of a lazy, kind of cognitively declined beast that lives under a rock? And it's like, well, the thing is, this show has the very natural story engine of it's a prequel, ? And Patrick runs this, like, fake exhibitionist TV show.
Yeah, because he lives... Okay, so his family lives in a coffee machine. Mm-hmm. But his house, his room is, like, in an annex. And the annex is, like...
An
empty telly with nothing, like an empty CRT telly with nothing in it. Like, you've seen people make...
He lives a life of performance art.
Yeah, he does. And people come and sit on lawn chairs by his bedroom window and just watch him fuck about every day.
And among these people, because he's so important, he's in the opening credits. He's Slappy Laszlo.
Who does not speak.
No, you got him too?
Yeah, dude, he's in the opening credits, and he's in both of our episodes.
Okay, can I say something that I've been thinking
Lord,
about?
oh.
Okay, so in the SpongeBob Girl that you did with Addison, you guys bring up the fact that in that Nosferatu episode, it's like, why did they put a Peter Lorre fish in this cartoon? Who are these, you know, with Nosferatu and the cabinet of Dr. Calamari? Who are these references for? What child? Me! if Slappy Laszlo had been a character in SpongeBob from day one, I would have been, like, drawing comics in my school books as, like, a 7-year-old of me and Slappy Laszlo, like, riding skateboards together or some shit. I would have been obsessed with Slappy Laszlo. Because I was one of those freak children who knew who Peter Lorre was.
Meg, and I knew Peter Lorre, at least the voice when I was a kid, and Jin from Crash Bandicoot was also a Peter Lorre impression, but if the intention was to get us, the fucking freak kids, I think they missed the mark by, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 years, maybe?
Yeah, maybe a couple of years. But, I mean, you have to imagine that there are still, like, weird kids who know too much about the expressionist silent film era.
One can hope. If that's you, sound off in the
If
comments.
you are a Gen Alpha who has seen the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, you're cool, and I feel comfortable leaving the future to you.
After we die from too much exposure to the Patrick Star Show.
Yes. I'm dead already.
This is not a
We are
place
not
of honor.
alive. Gus, may we lead with
Nothing
our
here is
first
of value.
episode?
Sure.
I drank an entire bottle of peach soju before doing this video.
It's appropriate. So,
Oh,
our
Lord.
first episode was called Late for Breakfast, which I believe is actually also just the first episode of the show. So, what an intro.
The funniest thing about, because normally we do this the selection process where we the boys, I promised I would never do a SpongeBob boy again, and I stand by that. This is not a SpongeBob boy. Normally
This is
it's
a
like
different
you
beast.
get the bloody number generator, you pick your episode, you watch it, you go off and watch it. Henry will watch it on binge. Gus, you watch it on whatever they have the SpongeBob episodes on in America. The Patrick Star Show is not on anything that we have. And I'm not about to go next door to my parents and be like, hey, Dad, can I borrow the TV for a second?
It is a shocking turn of events that it's like, if you want the Patrick Star Show on Amazon Prime, it's $1.99 an episode, bitch.
They gotta recoup the cost somehow.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, so
Exactly.
we did
This is a
our
disaster.
secret. We went on Momoe Flix and got, pirated it, and it is a sorry state of affairs if, not even the media pirates can be bothered to archive this shit. There's literally only the first 3 episodes and then nothing, and apparently there's 35 more episodes.
Let it die.
Let it
die,
die! Let it shrivel up and
Let
die!
it shrivel up and
Come on,
who's
who's
with me? Everyone.
Anyway.
Everyone is
so,
with me. Everyone liked that.
Everyone is holding up their hands and giving energy to the spirit bomb that we're gonna drop on Patrick Star.
Kamehame. Anyway, so this episode, to the best of my recollection, starts in Patrick's fucking Pee-wee Playhouse of nightmares. Genuinely one of the most, over-designed locations I have ever seen. This is cartoon Vulcanvania. It is a nightmare.
And he gets woken up by his pet sea urchin called Ouchie,
Voiced by Tom Kenny.
who just flings up to where he's sleeping and stabs him in the face. And guys, help me out here. What animals are sea urchins analogous to in the SpongeBob universe? Because snails are cats, worms are dogs, scallops are birds, jellyfish are bees. What the hell is a sea urchin meant to represent? Is it like he's got a pet
Hamster, gerbil.
hedgehog
Well,
or something?
I think that's what it is. I think it's like hamster, gerbil, small mammalian creature, ferret that you would keep around.
The weird,
Maybe it gets out.
the weird thing is, though, I think the last time I saw, sea urchins in SpongeBob is in the episode where SpongeBob becomes, a nudist who lives in the woods.
Yes!
Where the urchins were almost kind of ticks or, leeches that he wakes up covered in after trying to sleep under some kelp.
Okay, so Patrick is one of those people with a big pet bug, like a
Yeah.
pet
Yeah, like a
spider.
spider.
And that's
something.
in character.
Like a
and it-
tarantula.
And it stabs him in the face, and he's full of, urchin things. We get the kind of obligatory, gross up
No, he has some
close-up.
little rhyme that he says. He says,
I cannot remember it. If you held a gun to my head, I
the
couldn't tell
best way to start the day at a good pace is to have a sea urchin stab you in the face, or something like that. Something to that effect.
you. I'm
And
not so
then-
good with the rhyming, not really.
And then he pulls the urchin spikes out of his face, and it leaves 3 holes. And in his head, and the air runs through the holes, and they whistle, and it does the tune of the end of the SpongeBob song. You know, the toot-toot-toot-toot-toot. And it's like, don't remind me of a show I could be watching instead.
So Patrick is like, oh, I'm hungry. I think after his sister, is it Squidina?
Yeah, his sister's name is Squidina, and much in the same way that Pearl is a whale and that's never explained, she is a squid and that's never explained.
The wiki said that she's adopted.
Okay.
They must have some lax procedures for adoption, because I don't think anyone would look at Patrick's parents, who in this are named Cecil and Bunny. And
Bunny Star is the most stripper name
that is
ever.
a porn name.
That woman,
Absolutely.
She supports the family through her OnlyFans.
Yeah, like, Cecil, like, met her at a strip club and was
In
like,
Vegas.
I'm gonna make an honest woman out of you, Bunny Star. And she's like, fine, but you have to still let me do my OnlyFans camming.
You have to keep the last name of my stage name. You are now the Star family.
That's how big of a simp he is.
That's-
He changed his name.
That's so funny. So yeah, Patrick runs in to like try to get breakfast, but they've all already had their breakfast. He like kisses his mom and dad.
No, he gives his mum a kiss. And then he goes up to his dad and says, "Morning, Dad." And then they have, like, a psychic brainwave, and both of their heads, like, get hit by lightning and, like, have, like, cartoon char marks on them.
Yeah.
What was that meant to represent?
This, by the way,
The
is
masculine urge to connect via lightning storms.
with your father.
Star to star communication.
Yeah.
Star to star conversation.
The thing is, like, we could not explain this as fast as it happens.
No, it's
In the
all
show.
happening so much. Everything happens so much in this
Like,
show.
this show
And then he
is-
sees Grandpat and he goes, "Who's this guy?" And nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, Patrick's dad is like, whoa, so you can see him too? And Grandpa, I said to Meg, like, it's a clever subversion, because in this, the really old guy is lucid and everyone else has Alzheimer's. It's a nightmare.
We've encountered Grandpat before in this series, but he is, like, bizarre. He's lucid to the point that it seems like he knows everything that nobody else does. It's like all the forbidden knowledge in the family coursed directly to his brainstem.
Yeah, no, he is,
He's like a Rick Sanchez kind of figure.
yeah, except the thing,
He's the Rick Sanchez.
he's like Dr.
Grandpat
Manhattan.
and
Turn
Patrick.
myself into a starfish, Morty!
His name's not Rick.
My personal theory is that he is this Dr. Manhattan-esque figure where he's like, I'm no less of a puppet than you, Patrick, but I can see the string.
So it's crucial to point out that the sort of conceit of this show is that Patrick is doing an imaginary television show in his mind. And that is why he is performing in front of his window, and Slappy Laszlo comes and watches him every
Does he jerk off? Who knows? Maybe.
I mean, look at that guy. You tell me.
We'll find out.
Bunny's like, Patrick, you're
Going
distracting.
into the family business. I'm so proud of you, son.
That's my boy.
It's one of those, like, Amsterdam, like, red light district
Yes!
where people are, like,
Where they put the
gyrating
go-go
in the
dancers
window.
in the window. Yes.
This is the fastest any show has broken us.
We came pre-broken on this.
So
Yeah, sorry, Meg, go on.
So he has a little song where he's like, his imagination is so big because his head is very empty.
And he's like, I can fill my brain with cheese.
And I was like, they can drink cheese coffee.
This is Cheese Coffee, the show.
Yeah, because it fully does not pass the "is this anything" test.
No.
So, like, yeah, he has his whole song. Like, it's so strange because Squidina's thing, her kind of joke, she is slightly, like a kind of little bit more benign, like Sally from The Cat in the Hat, in that she takes being the, like, stage manager for Patrick's show really seriously, while simultaneously constantly acknowledging that she is also aware it's fake.
She just needs a hobby.
Yeah.
And she has the phone that I won.
She has the It Follows shell.
She has the It Follows clamshell phone. So she says, and I said I would get their imaginary people to call my imaginary people.
In a constitutional monarchy, Parliament has all the real power.
What, you don't like Bossy? I can't stand for it.
But yeah, so then, like, there is a series of misadventures as Patrick tries to obtain food. He
looks under the table.
Oh, we forgot about the interdimensional door.
Oh yeah, no, he's got this door that it's very Pee-wee's Playhouse because it has a face on it. And every time he opens it, it leads somewhere different.
I was wondering what the fuck was up with that door.
Oh my god, the dream door?
Yeah, you have to go inside.
And Henry was like, because I was watching it with him and he loves to pander to me. He says, oh, Vuxeneer gonna be behind one of them.
Yeah, no, it's true. I love to
reference to Kingmaker episode The Wrong Door, written by Henry.
Go check it out.
Go listen to it now, right here on YouTube.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, sometimes he opens it and it is like the void of the universe. Other times
most of the time he opens it and like a sort of Del Toro Quest Book 1 looking motherfucker comes at them with an axe.
Yeah, just a big, like, knight in full armor runs down, like, a cobbled medieval hallway. And the door, by the way, has, like, a face.
Yeah, like I said,
emotes.
it basically is the door from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
This was in your episode too, Gus?
Oh, I mean, the door shows up. Its properties were not revealed to me because other things were happening.
Oh, okay. So, anyway, he looks under the tablecloth, and there is a tiny family called the Dartfish family under there.
I'm gonna just look up what a dartfish looks like.
Presumably just a tiny little fish, little guys, and they eat a crumb each, and he watches them do it. So
yeah, that's basically what they look like in the show.
Yeah,
just like a little guy with a little spike.
bit. So he keeps hunting around.
At one point, he's like mining for food in Grandpat's bed,
which is a rock.
Yeah, because they're starfishes.
Yeah, true, makes sense.
Get with the program, mate.
But here's his
They
rock
remembered.
up.
They remembered.
Patrick's bed is upside down. Point is, while in Grandpat's place, he's like, yeah, I'm mining for food. And Grandpat goes, it's not like the good old days. In the good old days, we were food.
And then he launches into a story about how dinosaurs used to eat starfishes.
Not true. Not remotely true.
There is nothing true or beautiful in the Patrick
So there's they do that bit that they always do whenever there's like a SpongeBob episode that shows like cavemen, where there will be like dinosaurs that look like the characters, or like prehistoric creatures that look like the characters.
SpongeGar.
SpongeBob, one of the other ones, I think.
BC.
SpongeBob BC, there's like a bit where they like lift up a rock and a bunch of tiny little Mr. Krabs run around out of it.
And they kill and eat them.
Yeah, they do. Which is what we should do to the 1% in real life.
It's true.
In the good old days, they were food.
Yeah, there's a plankton brontosaurus. Then there is a T-Rex that has Squidward's head with long teeth. Chews prehistoric patch.
Yeah, because they're stuck on the back of a rock, and the T-Rex, the Squidward T-Rex, picks up the rock and like scrapes them off with its teeth, and then they get vored.
Yeah, it cuts to them inside the Squidward T-Rex's stomach.
The classic, like the rib cages, full on, like the Mariner's Revenge. For some reason, there is a sexy woman fish sitting on one of the ribs.
Fish.
Just like, she's like a normal fish upper half, but with like Christmas Story sexy lamp legs.
Grandpat is editorializing, it seems.
Yeah, no, I think Grandpa got a little bit lost in the sauce on this one.
You just flash back. Yeah, the dinosaurs would eat us, Patrick, and there'd be a hot fish lady with great legs in the belly of the dinosaur, and some of us would try to get eaten intentionally.
Anyway, that's how I met your grandmother.
You were that old?
I love that so far what has organically come of this is that like the Star family are like sex addicts and pornographers.
No, you know what it is too? Is that in addition to that, they all have like so much going on that like getting them all in the same room and having them all in the same episode, like writing these characters feels like it's probably like herding cats.
No, it's so true. It's so true. And anyway, so it cuts back to the present, and at the end of this anecdote, Grandpa is like, "Yeah, and that's why, like, they dinosaurs fed on starfish for years, and that's why they're still alive today." And then out the window, Squidward is on his like lay down bike, and the Squidward dinosaur just eats him and walks away.
But the Squidward dinosaur starts playing like a caveman, like Flintstones rock clarinet. And walks away.
There's no level of reality that the show occurs on. You can't convince me that, like, any of it's real.
No.
I think this is just what is happening inside Patrick's brain while he's laying under the rock.
No, it's true.
Like SpongeBob leaves for work, and Patrick is like, "Okay, it's time to go to my mind
This
palace."
is the one. This is the one show I believe in, like, a coma theory for. Like, that this is, like, Patrick's, like, coma nightmare.
Yeah.
The people that are watching the show that come to his window and look in, that's, like, people visiting him in the hospital, and that's how his, like, brain processes it. And everything else is just, like, dream logic.
It's literally the ending of the movie Ghost Story.
Yeah, it's like, "Patrick, please wake up. Slappy Laszlo is here. Patrick, please wake up. I want to make love to you again."
What?
That one
don't
summer
know.
it was magical. By the lake. In Transylvania.
I'm sorry that I had
I'm
to...
leaving Nosferatu.
Yeah. No, it's just like, "I'm sorry I had to go back to Nosferatu."
There's a version of me that could be happy with a female version of myself, but when I think about it, no, I want someone different, an equal partner from a different walk of life. I can't just date me. I need to date someone like you, Patrick. Someone who sees the world differently.
It's becoming Speedy Gonzalez.
My
What are you
theory,
doing?
my theory, okay, here's my theory.
Patrick, I love you.
I think...
Get out of my
Slappy
laboratory.
Laszlo-
No, you know what this voice is that you're doing, actually? It's not Speedy Gonzalez. It's, who was, like, what was his name from Mucha Lucha?
Yeah, the flea.
Flea!
The flea. I am the flea.
Fucking Mucha Lucha mention. But no, okay, so here's my theory, okay? Here's my grand unifying theory of the Patrick Star Show.
Okay.
Several years ago, Patrick and Slappy had a torrid love affair.
Okay.
A real, like, sort of summer, like, call me by your name type thing. But then Slappy, at the end of it, had to go back to Nosferatu, and Patrick couldn't take it. Like, he got in the fucking boat in the garage, exhaust on. By the time they found him, he wasn't quite dead, but he had slipped into a coma. And Slappy has been trying to reconcile in the hospital every day.
He's been doing risk-taking behaviors because, like Bella, when Edward
Yeah,
leaves...
it's like, maybe this will bring Slappy
Yeah,
back.
whenever he does, like, a risk-taking behavior, he imagines that Slappy is there with him.
Oh, don't do that, Patrick. That's really dangerous.
What the fuck? Okay, so Squidina tries to, you know, uphold the illusion that this show has a premise, and it's like, well, Patrick, maybe you
doing her
can make
best.
a breakfast on the show. So Patrick falls through the floor and is like, "Hey, my show, it's a cooking show now. I'm gonna make casserole out
And
of
he
a
just
bunch
puts
of bullshit."
It's like smelly trainers, smelly socks,
Use napkin.
old paperback novels.
And he puts them in the oven, and it burns, and then the credits roll, and he's like, "Nothing of any value was given here. No value was given to anyone involved, especially me. No one involved in this was hurt except me. Ouch." And then it cuts to...
This is not a place of honor.
And then, no, that, I wasn't even kidding. That's actually in
That's
it.
literally, no,
That-
we're not joking.
He says that?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not a place of honor. He said the other stuff, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like at rapid speed. So Squidina afterwards is like, "Patrick, that was amazing. That was so good. Like the cooking and the big choreographed hula number with the cast of
And I
thousands."
was literally like, that didn't happen.
But then it
I'm
cuts
so
back
excited.
to Patrick, who is he's like waving as hula girls leave the room in the background, suggesting it didn't happen. That it did happen.
We
but
just didn't get to see it.
Yeah, the creators of the Patrick Star Show was like, oh, that's fucking boring. This is what you gotta see. In...
Or more accurately, fuck that, we're not animating that.
Yeah, we're not animating that.
Yeah.
We've had to animate everything else. And the last scene is Patrick going up into the kitchen again because he's like, oh, well, I'm late for breakfast, but I'm in time for dinner. And his mom is like, hey, I've made this trash casserole.
It's called a trasherole.
I learned it from watching a tutorial on a TV show.
I think.
Yeah, like, I
I
think.
learned it from watching
all of these
you.
people have brain damage.
Yeah. This whole, like...
This whole family, like, this is a house that really needs to replace its carbon monoxide detector.
Yeah. These are also, like, the third pair of parents that we've seen for Patrick, meaning that, like, who's to say that these are even the real ones?
Here's the thing. Cecil, Patrick's new dad, he has the same... I think it is just, like, a redesign of the one from the first Patrick's Parents episode, because he has the same mustache and it's the same voice actor.
Either that or...
So then who's Bunny? Did oh my god.
By the
Whoa.
way...
He divorced Patrick's mother.
Patrick's dad is voiced by Tom Wilson, who has done a lot of voices in SpongeBob, including like the Tattletale Strangler and stuff like that, but is most famous for playing Biff Tannen in the Back to the Future movies.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Super surreal. But no, I think...
Is he also Is he also Flats the Flounder?
Yes, he's Flats,
okay.
he's the Tattletale
Yeah.
Strangler. He does a lot of SpongeBob work. But no, I think it's also a very credible theory that Patrick is like a kind of serial kidnapper who, kind of like a reverse of the movie The Stepfather, is like, I'm searching for the perfect parents, I get them in, I like lobotomize them, and then it's like, well, I will keep you around until you disappoint me to like play this charade, and then I'm gonna get the next one. And that is what I think is the subtext of that episode. Gus, over to you, my friend.
So that was so you just described the first episode of the Patrick Star Show. That's how, like, that's the foot they wanted to put forward.
That's the foot they wanted to put in their mouth.
Jesus Christ. My episode is called The Drooling Fool, which I believe is the target demographic of the Patrick Star Show.
It left me feeling like a drooling fool, I can tell you that much.
So, I don't know if you guys saw in either of your episodes, but, like, the title cards that sometimes, like, aren't, like, a separate thing like they are in SpongeBob, and then something happens.
Oh yeah, no, it was the same for ours. It's literally just text over the first frame, and kind of weird, incongruous text, too.
Yeah, so that's how this one begins. It goes, The Drooling Fool, and then, from the left side of the screen, enter Patrick Star's belly button.
Yay.
Dum
Dum
dum dum dum dum dum dum dum. So Patrick sticks his finger in his belly button, of course. He's like, we see a full shot of Patrick like picking his belly button and just like really getting in there.
I'm feeling so nostalgic for the Cat in the Hat right now.
Yeah, and of this show has mad Cat in the Hat energy.
It does. It really does.
Maximalism.
Like, this show feels like it was written and directed by the Cat in the Hat.
It's a whole family of Cat in the Hats.
Oh, yeah.
So, of all things that you could possibly imagine, an infomercial voice begins to, like, ask Patrick, like, hey, are you sick of picking at your belly button?
I just remembered something that happened in our episode.
Related to this? What was it?
Yes. There was an ad for Chum.
Oh, yeah. Infomercials. This has a weird ad time. What is this? Lester's Morgue? Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, back to the Patrick's belly button
This is
infomercial.
honestly the same format as Les's Morgue.
So Patrick's response to be like, it's like, are you sick of picking at your belly button? And Patrick's just kind of like, not really.
Why are we doing this?
But then they go, but what if you went to Frozen Falls, a water park where everything's ice cream? And we see this, like, gigantic ice cream water park. Patrick, like, freaks out. He's hyped. He grabs the camera. He's like, oh, ice cream! I love ice cream! And we see some of the attractions at this water park, this ice cream water park. The Lazy Cream River. It has a, like, ice cream cone raft that, like, Patrick eats.
Cream generously provided by Slappy Laszlo.
No!
No, damn it. Patrick's dreaming of past moments.
Yeah.
He's dreaming of cream.
He's creaming in his dreams.
He's creaming in his shorts.
Oh, those are expensive, but he has like 1 million of them, so. But anyway.
Yeah.
The banana split slide, it's like Patrick snowboards on a spoon, and he like tips the spoon so that he's eating the ice cream as he's going down the mountain. And then the final ride that they're like, this is our greatest ride ever. It's the Baked Alaska. It's got every flavor known to man.
Was the writer just hungry while they were writing this?
So anyway, like I think maybe, but like it's all a conceit to make sure that Patrick is drooling, because the voice trails off and goes like, it's all for you, Patrick, and we see in like real life, or rather the reality of the Patrick Star Show, Patrick is sleeping and drooling, and Squidina has entered the room with a clipboard going, Patrick, things about the show, business, numbers, is this working?
Patrick, we need to have a premise.
And so she sees that the floor is like wet with Patrick drool because he's just really going for it. And his bed's upside down. I don't know if we mentioned that, but his bed's upside down.
No, it is.
And Squidina is like, ew, why is the floor wet? And then Patrick falls out of his bed, mouth open, over his sister.
He eats his sister?
He
The back of his head distorts with her, like, being, like, trapped in there.
Yeah, it becomes, like, Squidina shaped.
Yes, exactly. She fights and struggles to get
are
out.
made out of shrink wrap sometimes.
And honestly, like, this could have just been the episode where Patrick eats his sister and she's never heard from again, and I would believe
Yeah,
it.
that's the last one. That's how they write out Squidina.
That explains why she's not in SpongeBob.
Just imagining, like, Patrick, like, he wakes up after sleep eating his sister, and he's like, calamari. Hey, Squidina, are we doing the show today?
That's so fucking dark.
Cancelled. Slappy Laszlo outside, but I've enjoyed it.
No!
Anyway.
So, yeah, Slappy Laszlo's tasted his fair share of Patrick's saliva. So Squidina feeds Patrick his breakfast burger, like throws a little breakfast patty, and this wakes up Patrick out of his drool coma, and he like eats it like a dog. He like goes like arf arf, and he's wiggling around. He's a creature in this Patrick Star.
Because that's what the latest donor asked for. Pet play.
Yeah.
I could believe that that's how they write this show.
He starts relating his dream to Squidina, and he's drooling. He's like, oh, there was hot fudge, and there was so much ice cream, and like, the drool is going everywhere, all over the place, and it launches Squidina across the room like a water cannon.
Ugh.
And, I forgot. She tries to adjust the drool nozzles of Patrick, because you see there are 2 tongue faucets that are spigots for the drool, and if you grab his eyes, they're knobs that adjust the output of the faucets. That is a thing that's true about Patrick Starr's anatomy.
He's a beast. He's a machine. He's a lover, a fighter, a devourer.
Is the Antichrist.
He's a bitch, he's a lover, he's a something, he's a mother, he's a sinner, he's a saint, he's
a
Patrick
saint.
Star. Fuck
he
you!
does not feel no shame.
So anyway, that little moment of the tongue faucets, that's like a little painted detail shot that reminded me, oh yeah, this is a SpongeBob property. But then, of course, Squidina's launched across the room, and she's like, well, something's clearly wrong here, but that makes for great television. Smash cut, drool show, drool themed show. Here we fucking go. Patrick is a seal swimming through his own drool, jumping through hoops, balancing balls. Drool show. Fucking drool show.
Who approves any of this shit?
I imagine, like, what if it's like they give these, like, the message to the executives, and it's like, yeah, this is what the episode's gonna be about. The executive is like, well, I disapprove, and it's like, but you can't spell disapprove without approve, and they, like, file off part of the stamp, and they're like, we got him! We got another episode!
Yeah.
What?
I'm fucked. This is a nightmare. Please proceed.
So anyway, Patrick's drool-themed show somehow backfires in drool building up in the room such that the poor interdimensional door creature is like, he's like bursting at the seams with drool. And he can't contain it, and he just fucking blasts drool all over the house. And now the house is flooded with drool. Insert obligatory, if they're already underwater, why is there water joke here?
This is just like Lube Lagoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
drool
running
lagoon.
for
How they
more.
made this is how they made Lube Lagoon.
Yeah. Patrick's spit.
Slappy knows a thing or two anyway. So, the house is flooded.
How can we cancel this joke?
They'll cancel it. We'll cancel our joke when they cancel the show.
Tell us about your Slappy Laszlo sexual headcanons in the comments. We want to know.
Do you think he's a top?
Yeah.
Fuck that. Give us fan art. Give us fucking fan art of Slappy and Patrick. Send it to me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Send me Patrick and Slappy and make it the fucking worst. Make it so that I have to, like, think twice before I put it on my feed.
Make it really sexually explicit because Gus just thinks that would be really funny.
Can we get some Fujoshis in the audience to make me laugh?
Because it would be funny.
Because it would be funny.
Let's get back to the drool. Not something I thought I'd say, but
I think we've established how funny
We're
it
going
is.
back to Planet Drool where kids rule.
Anyway, Bunny Star is in the bubble bath. In the she's having a bath scene, and
Do you
she's
think
like,
Bunny Star smells her bathwater?
God damn it! We can't go on like this.
Yeah. Well, if they didn't want us to keep making jokes that she's a porn star, why would they name her Bunny Star?
Oh,
really makes
Jesus.
you think. So what's she doing in the bath, Gus? Describe it to me.
So Bunny Star
be
is
funny.
yodeling. She's singing a yodeling song,
She's singing the ululating goat song.
but you know, whatever she's doing is of lesser concern to me than we have to talk about Tinkle. What the fuck is
What?
Tinkle?
Beg
Did
your-
you guys get Tinkle?
Is that the evil toilet?
Yes.
Is that the toilet that kills you?
The evil toilet.
Yes. So the Patrick Star Show, one of its characters is a toilet that behaves like a dog that lives in their house and is ambulatory. And
And it's like an angry, like, junkyard dog. It reminds me of the evil toilets from Captain Underpants.
yeah, it's that breed of creature that we thought went extinct in, like, kids' literature of
It's
the
like,
90s
okay,
and
so
early
like
2000s.
if a D&D mimic was a toilet.
Yeah, I would say it's the same subspecies of mimic that was the piano in Mario 64.
Yeah, and just as terrifying, because when the drool floods the bathtub, Patrick's mom is lifted up, and Tinkle goes fucking crazy because there's, like, drool, so you just hear a, like, bite sound effect, and Bunny goes, Tinkle, now is not the time to play butt-biting toilet shark. That's real. That's a real line.
You know what?
Guys,
Do
we
you
don't
guys-
want to make the obvious jokes, but they keep doing this
Do you know
to
what
us.
do you know what the thing I was watching before watching the Patrick Star Show is? I've been on, like, a Buster Keaton kick lately. So, you know, it's like, you know, the really canonical, like, formative American slapstick comedy, and then you know, following that up with butt-biting toilet shark. You know, you really get the breadth of, like, American comedy.
Yeah, so we're not the only ones watching this show with some bit of chagrin, because it pans out of that shot of Bunny Star in the bathtub to Grandpat watching the episode of the Patrick Star Show on his television in his room, and he says, it's the one where Patrick drools everywhere again. Seen it.
He's
Yeah, buddy, because you live in the house with him.
He's so disappointed. He's like, I just wanted to watch my daughter-in-law in the bath, and I've got this
Apparently.
crap on now.
Well, actually, here's the thing. I mean, if these are just some random non-blood related people that Patrick found, you know, maybe he's just a creepy old man at worst, and it's not anything beyond that. Another headcanon is that this is all like a group living situation of various ages, and everyone's familial bonds to each other is roleplay.
This show is a headcanon in that it feels like being shot in the head with a cannon. So, what happened next?
So Grandpat puts on an army helmet, and he's like, well, I've got to reinforce the door so that Patrick's drool doesn't get in here, because I've seen this episode, I know how this goes down. And then he's putting sandbags in front of the door, like army style, and Patrick passes him a sandbag, and there's a classic, like, Grandpat, like, oh, wait, Patrick, if you're in here, then, oh, no. And the house explodes from the force of drool, which doesn't relate to the previous gag, but it is what happens next.
I am, like, this is just washing over me.
Like a river of drool
Yes.
from Patrick's mouth.
Like Patrick's drool, this is washing over me, and I feel disgusting.
Like his raging mouth water, as a character calls it, or his excessive moisture, which according to Cecil runs in the family.
I hate that you said that, Gus. I truly
Cecil?
hate that you said that.
Cecil would know all about moisture, but Patrick tops his own father. Never mind. Patrick does a joke of his own by saying... Patrick says...
Tops his own father.
We're moving on. Patrick says...
That's the top thing on... that's the top search thing on Pornhub. Patrick Star Top's own dad.
Patrick says...
Not clickbait. Gone sexual.
Patrick says, after the flood, he says, does anyone feel wetter than usual? No! So at this point, Patrick's drool has caused a disaster throughout Bikini Bottom. Perch Perkins shows up in a helicopter to like, you know, get a scope on this story.
We got Perch Perkins in a helicopter too?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, we'll get to it.
I'm guessing we don't have his 112-year-old great-grandmother in the helicopter with him.
No, I think that's a Drooling Fool exclusive.
Put that on the bingo card, you fucking idiots. So...
Yeah, you drooling fool.
It's her 112th birthday. She's like, yay, it's so good. And Perch Perkins is like, haha, this woman's gonna live forever. And so Patrick's drool,
She was 3 days away from retirement.
His family tried to, like, put a cork in his mouth, but his drool launches it and takes down the helicopter, which crashes off screen.
He's fucking dead.
Perch Perkins and Grandma Perkins, Great-Grandma Perkins are gone. Patrick killed them.
I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be so funny to have, like, that first clip of, like, Patrick firing up the cork, hitting the plane, hitting the helicopter, and then just cutting to a news report about, like, the death of the Iranian president?
I'm just thinking about this thing that I saw on Twitter today that was like, this is my recreation of a meme that somebody sent me on Skype 8 years ago. Because I can't find the original video, but I think about it every day. It's like, it's that bit from Bad Geeks where the two guys like fly up and hit the Zeppelin. It's just like a guy over top of it just going, oh, 9/11, oh, 9/11, oh, 9/11.
Yeah.
And they made that canon on the Patrick Star show.
Yeah, so I'm just imagining Parch Perkins' helicopter going down. My brain just went, oh, 9/11. Oh, 9/11.
So essentially, Patrick is now a weapon of mass destruction, and Grandpat has this great idea to be like, if we can't stop him, we'll use him.
For what, Grandpat?
He shoots him like a water cannon at their neighbor Gladys, who didn't seem to be completely minding her own business.
We got Gladys.
Okay, so Gladys is a recurring character. I'm surprised she lives through what follows.
Well, no, because here's the thing, Gus. Our episodes were before yours, so
she might be canonically dead.
Yeah, because here's what happens. Grandpat, is celebrating that he, hit Gladys in the head, and then Patrick shoots again, and his water cannon goes through the fence where her body would be, so we just see the top of her head peeking over the fence, and then just, a hollow hole beneath her. That to me reads
God.
That to me reads like Gladys is no
dead.
more. She got fucking freezed.
Gladys is fucking dead. She is a head now. She's only a head. She'll never be the head of a major corporation.
Yeah. So now the entire Bikini Bottom is being flooded, and everyone's like, ew, drool, and it's reaching such a level that people are having to get up on their roofs. They're having to be on rafts. And so the Patrick Star family as well gets onto their car.
Donald Trump needs to go down there with one thing of kitchen rolls. Do you guys remember that?
Topical references. Only on Patrick
The
Star
hottest
Boys.
joke of 2017.
It's funny that we mention infomercials because a TV floats by, and on the TV we see a coughing sink covered in Band-Aids with an IV bag attached to it. A man enters from the left side of the screen who goes, "Is your sink sick? Is your commode on the queasy side?" Because he shows a sick toilet too.
Is your sick of you blowing loads into it in the middle of the night?
Yeah, do you need some serious fucking help?
Does your toilet want to kill you from all the shit that you're doing?
Have you shit your toilet so bad that it's going to die and take the rest of your pipe system with it? Well, call me Dr. Plumber, a green fish character with a plumber's outfit and a stethoscope. Fuck creativity. Just fuck it off the hill into the pits of hell. He'll diagnose your drain. Fuck you. That was the official copy from the Dr. Plumber. Sponsored by Dr. Plumber.
Can we also call attention to the fact that the thing that Meg said a minute ago as a joke, Patrick canonically did to Squidward's toilet in House Fancy?
Oh, wait, you're right.
He did shit Squidward's toilet to life and death.
He's capable of bringing life and death to toilets through his shits. That's probably why Tinkle is alive.
Anything he wants. Yeah, no,
SpongeBob.
exactly.
SpongeBob, I made the doors disappear.
It's like pushing daisies. It's like one shit brings it to life and one shit kills it for good.
So anyway, apparently Dr. Plumber was Tinkle's pediatrician, which is weird to me because they didn't say veterinarian, implying Tinkle's was once a child.
Tinkles is like the toilet version of that Goosebumps book. Not Goosebumps, it was another thing that was like Goosebumps, but that book that I read as a kid where these veterinarians kind of Full Metal Alchemist style do surgery on their dead dog and bring it back as a malformed child. They did that, but it came back as a toilet.
That is essentially what Tinkle's is.
Right down to the fact that Tinkles has to be chained up and has sharp teeth and may or may not eat people.
It's so perfect.
So Patrick, the Star family believes that they can have Dr. Plumber fix Patrick's drooling problem. So they navigate their way through the flooded city, and it is revealed that the Perkins family is alive and well. Perch and his great-grandmother are safely on a building, or perhaps it's the partially sunken helicopter. I can't quite remember. Either way, they offer birthday cake to Patrick, and his drool increases and launches them farther across the flooded wasteland that is Bikini Bottom.
Okay.
And what is
Go
to
on.
happen
This
next?
sure is an episode that you're describing.
What is to happen next?
Um,
But Tinkles. Tinkles becoming the butt-biting shark and attacking everybody, including Perch Perkins and his great-grandmother, who are devoured entirely on screen.
wow.
What?
They keep dying.
Why does this have so much vor in it?
Because why are you seeing so much vor in places that obviously are so innocent? And anyway,
Oh, yeah.
We've heard this spiel
this
before.
episode is gonna have
Vor in cartoons is kind of a chicken egg scenario, though, isn't it? Because it's like people get the fetish from watching the cartoons.
At a certain point, though,
It is a chicken egg thing. It's like, what started it? Is it just like this is a cartoon trope that makes people horny, or do people who are horny for this become animators?
the world may never know. But one thing I do know is that Tinkle is hungry for heinies, according to Grandpat, and he is biting everything in his path. He can't be stopped. He's a monster.
Bubble Bass, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Bubble Bass, you could defend the town.
But Bubble Bass isn't here.
Like, okay, let's see. Like, Bubble Bass and Mr. Krabs together could defeat Tinkles.
There is only so much heiny that one can be hungry for before one is full.
He'll choke.
He eat ass.
Yes, we get it. We fucking get it. Anyway, Dad Star is trying to wring more drool out of his poor son to make the car go faster because he's now a speedboat. Like, Squidina's like, who can save us? We need someone who can stop a toilet. And Dr. Plumber appears out of nowhere and says, did someone say someone?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It's the one good joke.
Really good.
It's the one good joke of the episode. So, Dr. Plumber, if I am recalling this correctly, Dr. Plumber removes a human brain from Tinkles and squeezes it until it farts and then puts it back. And that fixes Tinkles' fucking, like...
We are such children.
What am I supposed to think of this?
We deserve the Patrick Star Show.
It's everything we could have dreamed of in our worst
so
nightmares.
hard my stomach hurts, guys. Our lives are everything we feared they would be and nothing that we hoped they would be because the Patrick Star Show is on the world.
So Dr. Plumber feeds a urinal cake to Tinkle, and that placates him.
Delicious.
And so he then is like, all right, I'm going to go fix Patrick now. And he dives into Patrick. He plunger and saw. His whole upper body goes in. We leave his lower...
Saw?
Yes.
What's he gonna do with that, Gus?
He's going to fix Patrick's plumbing. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So he's got his plumber crack is all hanging out of Patrick.
Of course.
And he removes a big hair clog out of Patrick, and he goes, I've done it. I removed the clog. And Squidina goes, wait. The problem wasn't that he was clogged. Cue bigger, even biggerer drool attack.
Biggering. The biggering.
To this, Dr. Plumber fucks off, never to be seen again, hopefully, is what I feel in my heart. That he is gone from any canon of this universe forever. Fuck him. He will never be Dr. Barber.
No.
No one will be Dr. Barber, dude.
Not even Dr.
No
Barber.
one can match his freak. He wasn't the one with the candy wife, was he?
No, that was Peppermint Larry.
Okay.
That show is full of freaks. This show also full of freaks. They start having a big water party using Patrick as a jet ski. Grandpat repeats the lesson of the episode, which is apparently if we can't stop him, we can use him. But then, fucking epilogue. Squidina gets a cool idea, and we cut to the Patrick Star Show presents Real Firefighters of Bikini Bottom, where they are using Patrick's tongue as a hose to shoot drool into live fires.
Out of the tongue?
Yes, out of the tongue in a way that I wish wasn't the case. They're not wringing drool from the tongue or like letting the ambient drool or even Patrick shooting it out of his mouth. It is like there is an opening at the top of the tongue that the drool with concussive force blasts free from.
And that's the episode, right?
No.
Oh, it's still going. How is this all in 11 minutes?
The last thing that happens in the episode is that the firefighters tug a little too hard and rip out Patrick's entire tongue, and he goes, "I'm cured! That was just my baby tongue." I love a happy ending. And he walks away as the fire burns on!
Oh my god.
That was the drooling fool, but personally I feel more like the drooling fool.
Do we want to do our second episode?
I feel like we gotta.
We can't
Okay.
not.
So because this one is called Stair Wars.
Ba 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 ba.
I'm so tired.
So, this one, Patrick is doing his silly little show. He's hitting a bunch of things with a plunger because, hey kids, plunger, go in the toilet where you should fart. Isn't that funny,
Get it?
children?
Remember, kids, shit every day, or you'll get constipated.
Shit and fart, always. So, Patrick is hitting items with the plunger, and the segment of his Patrick Star Show is called, golf tips. So he hits, and it's just like random stuff. It's like a sock, a rubber duck, I don't know,
He golfing.
a shoe,
He golfing.
some other thing. And, Henry's getting into his pajamas. He's ready for bed.
Keep going.
So he's hitting all this stuff, and he hits one thing, and he goes 4, and then he hits another thing, and he goes 5, and then he hits another thing, and he goes 9. Do you get it?
I had
Patrick's
numbers.
Stupid. He don't know what the heck come after 6.
What a dummy.
He can only count to 5. He is stupid and baby. He flings the plunger, and it like hits off the wall and bounces back, and it sticks on to his own face and like sucks his face off.
It sucks him off?
It sucks him off. And then he goes, "Oh, maybe this would be easier if I had a golf club." And so he goes up, he wants to go upstairs to get his golf club. The logistics of
So
this.
Stair Wars. Going
so he's
upstairs.
filming it in his room.
Uh-huh.
He's filming this in his room, which is in the annex, which is on the bottom floor. Why does he have to go upstairs to get the golf club? Is it not his golf club? Is it his dad's golf club? It's never answered. But then on the stairs, he runs into Grandpat, who is trying to go downstairs because he needs the toilet and he doesn't want to use the upstairs bathroom because that is where Tinkles lives.
And Tinkles will eat your ass.
Yeah, he will. If you try shit in Tinkles, he will eat your bum.
He will kill you.
He will bite you on the bum and your bum will be gone.
Yeah. You will be assless.
Assless. And for some reason, Grandpat is shirtless in this bit. Wait, is Grandpat always shirtless? I don't know.
It's hard to tell. Because Patrick's not shirtless in this show for some reason.
Yeah.
Even though he's shirtless in the future.
Yeah, well, he does. Grandpat is shirtless this whole episode. He's got his, like, soggy old man tits hanging out.
I think I'd remember, like, that visual if it was all the time with Grandpat. I don't think he was shirtless in my episodes.
So he's like, they're both trying, so Grandpat's trying to go downstairs, Patrick's trying to go upstairs, and they keep, like, bumping into each other and going, like, oh, you know, like the way that you do when you're awkwardly, like, trying to go the same way, like, oh, sorry, oh, sorry, oh, step aside, oh, and then Patrick goes, I must remember what my dad told me, and he has a memory of his dad saying, and it's like a thought bubble with Cecil in it.
What does he say?
I'm back.
Henry's like in his PJs. He's under the covers. He does not give a fuck.
I'm back. I mean,
he's cozy mode.
I'm here.
So he has this memory of his dad Cecil saying to him, son, you must never back down from a stair war. And so
Welcome
Patrick
to the
and
episode.
Grandpat-
But then Grandpat goes...
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Grandpat goes, no, I told you that. And then it kicks the thought bubble down the
And
stairs.
the thought bubble is bouncing down the stairs, and every time it like hits the stairs, like the little imaginary Cecil in the thought bubble goes, oof, ow, ooh, ow, ooh, ouchie. That's kind of funny.
Poor Dream Cecil. Yeah, you know, that's a decent slapstick gag.
The thing is, though, it's because this show has such a, like... It's like how you can probably think of, like, one or two jokes that made you laugh sincerely in, like, epic movie. It's because there are so many of them. Several. Every, like, couple of seconds.
Guy who has seen epic movie.
Yeah, but by law of averages, some are gonna work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Shut up, epic movie watcher. Epic movie looker at her.
Listen, I watch epic movies all the
I was gonna say
time.
like her, but I wouldn't.
I watch epic movies all the time. Which one did you mean?
I'm watching one right now.
It's called The Patrick Star Show, episode whatever, Stair Wars.
I watch an epic movie every day. It's called Life. Giga Chad pose.
I'm watching an epic movie in my mind.
Oh.
Maybe I'll direct a movie someday, so I can finally watch one.
Boom. You know what? You know what's funnier than like intrusive mic booms is just making the noise with your own mouth. Boom.
I'm losing my fucking guso.
I'm losing my guso.
I'm losing my
Myself
guso
in
in
you.
tinkles.
Oh, my ears.
Cause I shitted.
That shit. So how does the Stair Wars go?
So they set up trenches like it's World War One, and they put on helmets and everything, and they've designated a section of the stairs No Man's Step.
Okay.
And they have a full-on war, a stair war.
Awesome.
And
Patrick pulls a baguette out
yeah,
of
they
his
both.
belly button.
Yeah, he pulls a baguette out of his belly button and goes on guard, and then Grandpat pulls a baguette out of his walking stick and goes on guard, you.
The walking stick would have been a better weapon.
Yeah, the walking stick would have been a better weapon.
It's like pulling a gun and then like just opening it and it's a knife.
No, it's the gun shoots a knife onto the ground and then you pick up that knife and stab someone with it.
So, Cecil also really badly needs the toilet. He's busting. Like he's doing a wee-wee dance and everything.
Busting does not make him feel
No,
good.
busting does not make him feel good. And he comes down the stairs and he's like, oh, gotta get past you guys. I really need the toilet.
He's wrapped up in it now.
And Grandpa is like, join me, son, and you can use the toilet after I'm done with the toilet. You know? And then Patrick goes, Father, no! You must let me pass so I can get my golf club. And then Squidina comes up the stairs and she joins the side of the war on the side of Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Because her one trait is she is desperately trying to make this show be about something, and is like, I will destroy anyone I have to like make Patrick's show happen.
And
Yeah.
then, so the war begins with Squidina and Patrick on one side, and Grandpat and Dad on the other side, and they're firing, like, cannons at each other out of the baguettes. It's like, all of the weapons are baguettes.
Okay, I have to ask, not because I want this to be the case, but I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Is there ever a moment where Cecil and Grandpat are portrayed as Darth Vader and Palpatine from a certain sci-fi franchise with a similar name?
No.
No,
Oh.
there are
No,
literally
the fact
no
that
actual
there's
Star
no Star
Wars
Wars
references
references.
Wow.
whatsoever.
Hey.
It is a traditional war on stairs.
That is a silver lining. That it's just a. Hey, maybe we're post Star Wars now. Maybe we as a society, the Earth is healing. I gotta have some wins.
Maybe we can finally move on and create new references.
This is surprising to like be able to. This is the most backhanded compliment you could ever give something, but like from only seeing 2 episodes of it, I could never imagine that the Patrick Star show would be hackish in a conventional way.
Yeah, they're not...
Yeah, like, they're not gonna go to Willy's Chocolate Experience.
Yeah.
There's not gonna be, like, a Patrick Star body swap episode.
Exactly. So
There probably is a beach episode, though.
So the gruesome World War I-ing of the Patrick Star household.
Yeah. So, then Bunny Star, Patrick's mom, comes out of the room at the top of the stairs and goes, Patrick, I've got to tell you something. And then, like, I don't know, like, artillery shelling, like, just barely doesn't hit her. So she jumps out the window and, like, goes down to the garden and, like, slithers across she, like, you know, like an inchworm, like a caterpillar, like, scooches across the ground. And she passes Gladys, and she's like, oh, hi, Gladys. And Gladys goes, hi, Bunny. And that's when we realized that Bunny was her actual, like, government name. Because previously, like, when Cecil called her Bunny, we thought that was just, like, a
Pet
cute
name.
Pet name. Because, you know, he's her husband.
Everyone calls her Bunny.
She just has a porn star name.
Hey, you know, we all have our cross to bear.
She scooches into the house through the other side, and she walks up the stairs behind Patrick and Squidina, and goes, everybody stop, I've got to tell you something. And then the war stops for a second, and Bunny goes, I've made jam sandwiches, and she holds up a plate of jam sandwiches. Well, I guess it'd be jelly sandwiches, because it's jellyfish jelly. Cut back to later when the war is there, and Perch Perkins is there in his helicopter, and he's inside the house in the helicopter, like the house is so big on the inside, and I know that's par for the course in SpongeBob, because SpongeBob's house is also, like, cavernous on the inside.
He's got a library slide.
Yeah, there were points at it where I was like, these stairs are so wide, literally just walk around each other.
No, but the war, though.
But other people in the town have joined in on the war, including the My Leg guy.
I forgot. I forgot for a second. Wait. I forgot that My Leg Guy, aka Fred, did appear in Drooling Fool because he gets his ass bitten by Tinkle and goes, my butt!
If only he'd said my ass, I would have respected
Yeah,
that.
my ass has the...
My ass!
My ass. I need a cock in my ass.
It feels more in line with the tone of my leg. I don't know, my butt doesn't have the same mouthfeel.
My ass!
True.
I would love it if someone edited that.
Yeah, Gold Team Rose is there, and of course, on the side of his lover, Patrick,
everyone's
Slappy
favorite
Laszlo.
guy, Slappy Laszlo.
Wow. He always comes through, and he always comes
I think that
too.
like white-haired woman fish in the dress is there too. And okay, so during the conflict, they are all dressed like Vikings now for some reason, but there's still like the sandbags and barbed wire. So it's like,
Pick a war, fellas.
Pick a war. This is like,
it's all of the wars. It's every war.
Infinity
this
War.
is like, what if we did a story about every war across all time, and the moral was, what if how far is too far?
Yeah, and what if you're a villain but you don't know you're the villain?
What if you're literally from the time period of Germany that was known for its fascist leanings, but you're unaware of the moral complications of that and are simply trying to do an efficient good guy thing somehow? Well-intentioned extremist.
Aeon Legion Patrick.
Well, we said it.
Aeon Legion staircase.
You know what? You know what? The fucking war is what I really am here for.
War never changes.
War is bad. Leave it in the past.
What am I? War. Huh. Good God, yeah. What is it
What
good
is it
for?
good for?
Absolutely nothing. No.
Henry, no, we can't tell that story now.
No, we can't do it.
Anyway, but you know what story I can tell?
Is it the story of how they signed a treaty and ended the Stair Wars?
No.
Grandpa is tried at The Hague and hanged.
So Slappy Laszlo, and I don't really know I don't remember most of the specific things about the war fighting, but I do remember one very bizarre sequence. Slappy Laszlo takes My Leg Guy's bread and spreads butter over it, and then he spreads butter over Fred's face.
He's into some very strange things, apparently.
It was very weird.
It is why he is the biggest, like, top dollar donor on Bunny's OnlyFans.
I just want to support your mother's business, Patrick.
I want to support your family.
He's a regular Duncan Visler.
It's about family.
Can I live in your house, Patrick?
Patrick, you've got such a big family.
I want to live in your walls,
and the
Patrick.
thing about having a big family is that what if someone hurts your family? What are we doing?
Oh,
This is what it feels like to watch the Patrick Star
Yeah.
show.
So, the conflict resolves when, Grandpat goes upstairs to the upstairs bathroom, which he refuses to use the toilet in. And he turns on all of the taps in the shower and the bathtub and the sink. And so, the house floods and the water, like, rushes everybody outside. And so everybody's been cleared out of the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 hatches open up in the stairs, and Grandpat and Patrick pop up, and they are continuing their stair war. And they're about to have their, like, final battle, I presume to the death. But then Patrick is like, no, so they take opposite ends of the banister. And Grandpat slides down the banister, and Patrick slides up the banister. And there's a bunch of, like, random shit happening in the background. Like, at one point, there's, like, a tram. There's, like, a baby in a little baby rocker. There's, like, a comet going by.
right.
There's, like, a hot air balloon or some shit. It's weird. And, like, flames are coming out of their butts to show that they are going so fast. Flame come out of butt. Laugh now,
Butt flame.
children. You love when the bums, when the poo-poo bum.
It's making me laugh.
And so then they wind up to punch each other, and they both, like, suddenly got boxing gloves on. And then Patrick is like, wait a minute, I've got something stuck in my teeth, and it's really bothering me. So he stops, he pulls out a toothpick, and
No.
Henry, do you want to tell Gus what happens?
No.
He picks his teeth,
No.
and the thing stuck in his teeth was the golf club.
No!
That is how this is resolved.
What? What does this tell us about anything? What was the point of that?
And the last thing is he goes back down to the set of the Patrick Star show, and he hits a golf ball directly into the screen, and it breaks. And that is the end of the episode.
Oh god. Oh, we got one more.
Gus, before you take us home, I just need to read something that's going to piss off both of you.
Please.
So, I went on to the Wikipedia page for this and looked in the production section.
Oh no.
And there are 2 fascinating things. So, the thing at the very top of the production thing is SpongeBob SquarePants creator Steven Hillenburg was asked about the potentiality of spin-offs in a 2009 interview. In response, Hillenburg remarked, "The show is about SpongeBob. He's the core element, and it's about how he relates to the other characters. Patrick by himself might be a bit too much, so I don't see any spin-offs." Anyway, so they waited until he was dead, and then they made a spin-off.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So,
That did piss me off.
But this next bit, and this explains everything, according to the showrunner, Mark Cesarelli, to quote Addison in the Patreons, Gus, come get your man.
Yeah.
The writers of the Patrick Star Show bent the rules of the original SpongeBob universe to allow for more creative freedom. Cesarelli explained, quote, "We really tried to just do anything we wanted. We mess with the canon a lot. I don't know if anybody knows this, but we don't really respect canon just for the sake of itself. The writers aim to also quote-unquote sideline story structures, which, quote, frees them up to be more surreal and randomly bizarre with the kind of things they put out there."
So says me, Cicerelli, ha baboo.
Like, I've heard some weird shit, but I have never heard anyone say, "We have sidelined story structure for this
This is
show."
not about words.
Yeah.
This is not about story. This is about butts and drool and slappy Laszlo.
I will say it is funny to me that you can read a quote like that and it's just like, no, this was intentional. The show is like this because we wanted to make it this way. Like,
You know,
I don't know whether I respect that or am just merely unsurprised by it.
Like, it is so impressive for them to literally be like, we threw out the most basic rule book so we could just throw any shit in there. But this is Zen animating. Was Scott Shaw involved in this?
I mean, I bet this is a really fun show to work on. Like, if they gave me a job on the Patrick Star Show, I would take it.
It's all cheese coffee. Literally, like the dumbest ideas can just get in here.
I'd never watch the shit that I made, but it would be fun to make. Hey, if you want to watch some shit that I actually made, you should check out Starship Q Star.
Yes.
I was a cleanup animator
don't
on that.
Don't let the similar the last part of the name being like the same as the character's name fool you. It's entirely different and better.
No, it's unrelated.
Yes.
Different stars. Stars like space. It's set in space. Do you like lesbians? Do you like space? Watch Starship Q Star.
Pat Star Q Star, and it stars him and Slappy Laszlo. Anyway.
And they explore each other's bodies.
Oh, God. Anyway, the last episode.
That's one small step for man. One giant leap.
You guys, I will get into the last episode, but I goofed up because my tea bag broke midway through drinking it, so I just ingested like 3 tea leaves.
Yummy.
Well, sometimes that happens to me, and sometimes I drink tea that has ants in it.
Well, anyway.
Not on purpose, just because ants get into the tea kettle sometimes, and I don't know how to get rid of
Yummy. This episode's called Patrick's Got a Zoo Loose.
Zooey in this?
No.
Do you guys remember that movie We Bought a Zoo?
Yes.
I don't, and I don't think it's relevant either.
Yeah.
I think everything there is in the title.
Yeah. So the episode Patrick's Got a Zoo Loose opens with Patrick interviewing Nosferatu.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He's there, he's in the studio, and they're discussing SPF 100 sunscreen because that's never been...
The corpse of Max Shrek is once again brought out of the deep freeze and puppeted in Adobe After Effects.
Yeah, and had white sunscreen sprayed in his face very suggestively as Patrick grunts.
Nut.
So...
All I have to do is say nut and you laugh.
Nut. So anyway,
we are children.
Anyway, Patrick says Nosferatu is here to plug his one vampire show. I didn't order the steak. And it's spelled S-T-A-K-E. And he's like...
He's dead now.
And he's like... No.
They put the steak in him.
And so Nosferatu's all like, bleh, bleh, you know, he's moving around.
Does he make noises?
He does. He just kind of like hisses.
Weird.
Patrick says, no flash photography or garlic allowed, right? And Nosferatu hisses again. And then a coffin car pulls up, driven by Slappy Laszlo himself.
Slappy Laszlo! Our new overlord!
Slappy Laszlo, the new main character of the Slappy Laszlo universe. He doesn't have a line. He, puts Nosferatu in the car, and he drives away. The car is inside Patrick's house, and it drives without breaking the wall and just leaves. Doesn't say hello to Patrick, which I thought was rather rude, considering their history.
It's too painful.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to pretend, because, what would Nosferatu say?
I'm just checking. Slappy appeared in all of our episodes. Did he have a single line of dialogue in any of them?
I just love drawing him, man. That's as simple as it is.
Is it just his case of there are these animators who are just like, I get to draw Slappy in this or I fucking walk.
When I get a job on the Patrick Star Show, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be one of those animators.
Patrick Star Show, please hire Meg.
I've been shit-talking you constantly, but, earnestly, I would love to work on the Patrick Star Show. It'd be really fun. Very fun. Very loosey-goosey environment. very ADHD friendly because this show frequently gets bored of itself. Wait a second, I forgot something else!
Oh, no, dude, you need to hear this.
What?
I'm so
What happened?
Sorry, but you need to.
Okay, so in Star Wars, there's a part where it cuts away to a felted stop motion black and white Patrick and Plankton, but they're like Dr. Frankenstein and Igor, and they're watching the Star Wars episode on TV.
What?
You know, like in another universe. These like felt stop motion
Why?
figures. And Plankton is like, you don't watch that, that'll rot your brain. And he changes the channel, and then Patrick Igor goes, but Master, I wanted to watch the two silly guys on the stairs. And Plankton goes, that show is made for idiots by morons. And Patrick goes, that's why it's my favorite. And then a SpongeBob Frankenstein comes in through the front door and is like, I'm home, what are you guys watching? And then he's like, there's gotta be a way for you to watch two shows at once. And then his brain like shorts out, because Dr. Plankton is like, I gave him a genius brain, so he'll be able to solve our problem. And so Sponge Monster, that's what he's called, his brain, like, jumps out of his head, walks around for a little bit, then goes back into his head, and then SpongeBob Monster rips the television in half, and is like, there you go, and Dr. Plankton, who they call Dr. P, by the way, and Henry was like, don't call him that, please.
Oh.
And so Sponge Monster is like, here you go, Dr. P, now you can watch two shows at once. And Dr. P and Pat Gore are like, yay! And Sponge Monster hands both of them halves of broken television, and as soon as they touch them, they get electrocuted and fucking die.
Pat Gore, incidentally, is another one of the Star family's many illicit websites
Oh.
that they run.
So that
Compilations
felt
of Patrick fucking dying.
that was just another
Anyway.
That was just another like weird mini episode in an episode. And if they did that universe in like the beginning of the show, that must come back in some way.
Why are they going all in on these, like,
Gothic horror.
universal horror, German expressionism references? Because we've got Peter Lorre, we've got Nosferatu, and now we've had Frankenstein.
This show reminds me of like early season Rick and Morty, where there are these, like, moments where it's clear that, like, man-child Justin Roiland is just like, what if the stupidest shit in the world happened? And the episode cut to that for a while. And Dan Harmon will go like, no, we're trying to do a serious show. And Justin will go, yeah! And throw chairs and roll around on the floor until they do it his way. That's what this feels like.
I think, strangely, it also kind of feels like the team behind this wanted to make a just like gothic horror comedy for kids, but the only way that they could get the Nickelodeon green light is by putting it like under the SpongeBob umbrella. So Patrick is almost this kind of necessary evil to get in all of these like out of pocket universal horror jokes.
It's a spin-off within a spin-off, and it's building up to, in 10 years time, when we'll have Slappy, the weird, freaky guy show.
I
cannot
would
wait for
watch
Addison to watch this video and be utterly dismayed. Hi, Addison. Sound off in the
Hi,
comments.
Addison!
Hello. Do you guys want to hear more about Patrick's Gotta Zulus?
Yes.
No, but go on.
Yes.
After Nosferatu leaves and Slappy leaves, the episode finally is allowed to begin. The crowd is cheering for Patrick, but he goes, zip it! And a prompter sign also dings with zip it, and they literally zip their mouths in the audience so Patrick can announce what's next on the show. And what's next on the show is Weird Aliens from the Rings of Saturn Zoo, quote.
What the fuck?
So we're getting into some InfoWars
Yeah,
shit.
I say it's all getting a little bit Slaughterhouse 5 now, isn't it?
Yeah, so Patrick
The
invites
fucking Trellfamadorians are here.
So Patrick invites his new guest on. We see the cages. We see that Squidina is trying to keep these monsters at bay. Bad job for the tiniest member of the family. But Space Rube, the zookeeper, appears.
Space Rube?
Space Rube, yes.
So he's a Rube and he's from space.
And he appears with a globular helmet that, has Patrick's reflection in it. And he goes, "Oh, you look just like me." But then naturally the helmet opens and it's just like a purple fish.
Okay.
The purple fish goes, "Well, if I look just like you, I must be one handsome devil." And they press their faces together, gross up, close up of all their acne donkey sounds on the sound design.
Wait, no, there was a bit in Star Wars where for a weirdly long period of time, Patrick and Grandpat's heads just became donkey heads, and they just braid each other.
So Henry, I don't want to...
What is this?
Henry, I don't want to, activate you, your sleeper phrase, but I apparently learned that Space Rube is an alternate version of a character who's appeared in SpongeBob, whose name is Rube Goldfish.
Oh, no.
A Rube Goldfish machine is designed to do a simple task in a complicated way.
Oh no, I got him. He's activated. But
Also, wait, I'm sorry, Gus, are you telling me the Rube alien has a southern accent?
I mean, kinda. A little bit. He's Space Rube.
Is he a bit of a space Rube deck killer?
Oh my god!
Oh no!
You look at the SpongeBob wiki voiced by Wayne Knight.
I mean,
I didn't want to be in the Patrick show, but that wasn't in the cards for me.
listen, I almost rolled a Patrick Star Show episode with Danny Trejo in it, so nothing is off the table in this.
You what?
It was unavailable. I would have had to pay for it to watch it. Fuck that.
I think Danny Trejo will turn up for anything. I reckon we could get him to show up for a SpongeBob Boys.
It's SpongeBob Boys. Yeah, let's waste our, shot at Danny Trejo by putting him in SpongeBob Boys. That would be perfect.
No, you're right, no. Well, we should put him in
We
one of the
make
audio
things!
dramas. Danny Trejo is never distracting in an audio drama.
We make things
Yeah.
other than... Oh, God. So anyway...
It's never immersion breaking.
So Space Rube begins to bring his horrible creatures out. He introduces the Fluff from Planet X, which resembles a circle with a bunch of purple gizzards on it. It's a plumbus, basically. Is put on Patrick, and Space Rube says, "It's been drinking my vital fluids since the day I found it, and now it'll drink yours."
This is the real late night with the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is my late
This
night
was
with the devil.
this was not generated by AI. This was generated by the insanity inherent within the human soul.
Yeah, no, only humans can make something like this.
Only Italians can make something like this. The show wasn't made for people, it was made for Italians.
And then Space Rube releases the gloinks onto the set.
Yeah, exactly.
And Patrick needs to collect them.
So the Fluff drains Patrick as he flails around and is reduced to a dusky gray husk and flops into his chair. And Space Rube then brings out the next creature, which he refers to as a boggy ecto, which is a yellow Dr. Seussian pterodactyl creature with green spots.
Okay.
It's from the Philippines, but not this.
But not these Philippines. So the boggy ecto then devours the Fluff, and Space Rube goes, "It was his
Wow.
lunchtime," and he gets a big belly at 808.
Nature can be so cruel sometimes.
There's always a bigger fish.
He hands the boggy ecto off to Squidina. It reverts to its previous animation cell before the big belly, which I thought was weird. But then Squidina revives Patrick,
That'll happen.
dropping water on him, and he returns to his normal...
It's just something about the phrase dropping water. I don't like that.
I don't know. Rube has one more creature that he brings out. He brings out this, green one-eyed snake creature that kind of looks like a miniature Grinch head mounted on like a ghost tail.
We call this the fuck beast.
We call this the Grink.
We call this it doesn't get a name, and Rube Goldfish simply devours it tail first.
Why? Imagine if one of those like wildlife experts that goes on Conan brought like a hamster and just ate it.
That would. This is the last time we do a wildlife section hosted by Bear Grylls.
Oh my god. He just drinks piss. That was the joke.
Washing down this live hamster with a glass of piss.
So Patrick has the appropriate response. He goes, "What was that?" And Space Rube says, "It was my lunch." And Patrick goes, "Amazing. Can I eat one?"
It'll do great things for my OnlyFans.
But then my fans love it when I eat weird things in front of them.
They love it when I eat living beings on the street.
Oh, God. So anyway, Rube, one of Rube's creatures gets loose, and it is what is known as an Enigma shapeshifter. It resembles some kind of hairy, multi-eyed purple tarantula monster. And it is attacking Squidina as she's trying to, like, put on its makeup.
Put on its makeup?
Put on the creature's makeup, yeah, to get it on the show.
To, like, prep it for filming.
Yeah.
Amazing.
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 Rube Goldfish, aka Space Rube, is just like, it's the most dangerous creature in the entire universe. And the thing escapes into Patrick's house. It, like, busts through the living door, runs past, like, Patrick's dad, and... like, okay, full disclosure, at this point, too much was happening too quickly that I was like, I can't keep pausing to take notes, so I do not have notes for the rest of the part. The rest of this is just from my memory
that is
of
fair.
what happens in the episode. Space Rube turns to Patrick and goes, in order to track that thing down, you'd have to be some kind of alien space hunter. And Patrick is, like, already in frame, dressed up as like a Buck Rogers type adventurer dude with a ray gun. And he's like, an alien what now? Hunting what?
Patrick, you were an alien hunter. You went to the
alien hunting. Alien hunting. No, this felt like it was like we're doing alien hunting all over again, but we're making it new and different.
Well, I mean, as that dude said, they don't really do the canon here.
There is a title card that says Filthy Frank Anime Hunter. I mean, sorry, it says Patrick Star Alien Space Hunter. And
I would have believed it.
He starts jetpacking around the house, searching for the creature, like blowing up random stuff by going like, "Are you the shapeshifter wall? Bam! Are you the shapeshifter potted plant? Bam!" And so, while he's destroying his house...
What if this just became the thing?
Yeah, so he gets all of his family members and he starts, like, putting a bit of hot metal on their, like, blood sample.
Yeah!
To see which one reacts.
So, like, it basically kind of becomes that, because the shapeshifter turns into a second toaster in the kitchen, and Bunny Star is preparing toast. It comes out of the shapeshifted toaster perfectly, and she's like, "That's impossible. It's never done that before. The toaster's perfect." Ah! And she's like so distressed about this. But Patrick bursts in and he shoots the toaster. But it was the wrong toaster. And the other one turns back and scrambles out. Also, Squidina, I guess, is Patrick's lawyer for this part. Because she's his everything. His right hand on. Yeah. Man. So Squidina literally, like, gives, like, this should pay for your damages, because referring to the stuff that happened in Bunny's kitchen. And then Bunny puts the toast in the real toaster, and it doesn't work quite as well. And I'm forgetting how this happens, but somehow in her celebration over the toast, something hits her in the head, and her head literally comes off, and you just see her neck meat.
She's fucking dead.
She's fucking dead.
It's not great.
Sorry, you know how when starfish lose their limbs, they grow back?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Imagine a head's knocked off and just another, like, leg grows and she's like a fucking thumb from Spy Kids
No!
for the rest of the show.
No!
See, they do that in old SpongeBob when they actually, like, paid attention to the fact that these are...
Well, when this was made by a marine biologist.
I mean, the
Yeah.
thing is, her head itself is fine. Like, it's still talking. I think she eats the toast. Patrick then has an encounter with Grandpat where he goes into Grandpat's room, and Grandpat shrieks like a beast from deep space. And Patrick goes, okay, fine, I get it. You're not the shapeshifter. And he leaves. And then Grandpat comes out of his own wardrobe and goes, thanks for covering for me, shapeshifty. And they scream at each other, and then the shapeshifter runs into a different room. Patrick starts doing fucking Gmod prop hunt because he goes into his kitchen again. A different kitchen? Maybe a different kitchen. Who's to say? He goes into another room with lots of chairs and a table.
How many kitchens do you need?
I wouldn't begin to be able to tell anyone involved in any of this. Patrick starts doing all these like dumb one-liners about these different chairs, which like I didn't write down, but some of them are like, I'm gonna rocker your world, before he like punches with a big muscular arm one of the chairs.
And he says these things, and then it's like,
It's the video of the James Bond call.
Yeah.
Shot back and blow your fucking head off.
Patrick is also like, he's putting on like what I can only like, it is like kind of like a Buzz Lightyear or Mr. Incredible voice where he's like, I'm gonna rocker your world, and it's like, it's very odd because that's not like a part of Patrick's characterization I've ever seen in canon.
It's so surreal to think of all this and the fact that like Bill Fagerbakke is probably like in his 60s.
Yeah, exactly. So he's destroying everything, and then somehow the shapeshifter comes into the room. There's a big confrontation. I think like Popeye style, Patrick eats a cake and powers up. No, Squidina tricks the shapeshifter into turning into an ice cream cone, and Patrick eats Vor's the
he puts him boost him.
Yeah.
He mulgaraffed him.
He gobbles that fucking guy, and he's gone.
And then he was gone.
So, and meanwhile, Space Rube had taken over the talk show, and like he was talking with Cecil about something or other.
Welcome to Night Vale.
So we're just getting in all the references because so is the show. Because in the Space Rube show, when Patrick has resolved the issue, when Patrick and Squidina have like defeated the shapeshifter, they go back to the show, and who's there but the old lady from Chocolate with Nuts,
Nosferatu.
The old lady from Chocolate with Nuts, and the older lady,
Granny Prunes,
who they refer to as Granny Baby Prunes. Ew.
Granny Baby?
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Granny Baby Prunes.
Granny Baby, slip a sable under the tree.
We make your
for
nightmare
me.
dreams come true.
Granny Baby.
So then,
So hurry down the chimney tonight.
so anyway, Patrick's on the Rube show. The shameless cameo is here as well, and you'd think that this would be enough to end the episode on. But then Space Rube turns into the shapeshifter, and so does Cecil, and so does Grandpat.
Everyone.
And yeah, everyone does it, and you see Baby Prunes.
It really is the thing.
You see Baby Prunes and her daughter turn into these things, and they start crawling everywhere. And Patrick goes, "If you can't beat him, join him." And he becomes shapeshifter as well. And then I became shapeshifter and wrote this.
And you were shapeshifter and wrote this!
I just have a public service announcement. You are not getting another one of these. You are not getting another Patrick Star Boys, or whatever we call this.
Because, number one, we only have Henry and I only have access to 3 episodes.
You will not. You can mail me the DVDs, and the video will be me burning it on the beach. We will not do this ever again. No more Patrick Boys.
I have a Patrick-related story.
Yes, great way to end.
Okay.
Okay.
and then I'm immediately gonna take a shower, and then I'm gonna go the fuck to sleep.
I'm gonna take a shit, take a shower, and then die.
1:29 a.m.
Yeah,
Take a
it's
shit, take a shower, go out and see what you can find.
Fuck it all.
Okay.
God damn it.
So, here in Australia, Pizza Hut has been doing a SpongeBob promotion, apparently. And I didn't know about this because there's not a Pizza Hut close to us anywhere. This would have been, like, I don't know, earlier this month. We drove down to Longreef Beach to get a meat pie from this really nice meat pie shop called the Upper Crust. Check it out if you're ever in the area. So we parked the car, and as we're walking to the Upper Crust, we pass by the Longreef Beach Pizza Hut. And they have the SpongeBob promotion in the window.
Yes.
I had an Emma and Tom's green juice in a bottle. Longtime listeners of SpongeBob Boys will know that that is never a sign that something good is going to happen to me. It is always a sign of something terrible about to happen, and this is no different. So we're walking to go get a pie, and we stop and look at the SpongeBob menu items. The SpongeBob Sweet Chili Pizza. Swirls of SpongeBob-inspired tangy pineapple sweet chili drizzled on top of smoky honey ham, beef, onion, and mozzarella on a tomato base. So it is a weird fusion of, like, a cheeseburger pizza and a ham and pineapple pizza with sweet chili sauce. Kind of deranged, but, like, I can see it, like, maybe working. Then, SpongeBob-inspired sweet chili hot wings. Once again, I can kind of see that working. Then you've got the, pineapple and coconut SpongeBob ice cream. You have a pineapple Fanta. And then you have the Patrick Star inspired ice cream, which is dill, pickle, mustard swirl with bacon bits.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Why?
That's ice cream. That's real. I will take a screen cap and you can put it up on the screen.
Oh.
I am not lying. It is the worst.
That is repulsive.
And I love that the product description on the website ends with the phrase, only available while stocks last. They are busting. Don't try and convince me that they are busting the door down to get the disgusting Patrick ice cream.
You know, I think the Mad Hatter said it best when he said, mustard? Let's not be silly.
That is very true. So, Henry and I, of course, were discussing this and, like, how nasty that is. At one point, Henry refers to it as the Patrick-flavored ice cream. And I said, yeah, they, you know, with all the disgusting stuff that's in there, they probably do put, like, bits of starfish in there. And then Henry goes, what if they also put, like, kitchen sponge in the SpongeBob ice cream? And yeah, I was like, yeah, this has got, like, pieces of the characters in it. And then Henry, as I am going to take a sip of my Emma and Tom's bottled green smoothie while we're walking to the pie shop, Henry goes, we killed them for you, kids. And I started losing it. And, we had a repeat of the traffic light puke incident.
Oh, man. It don't stop happening.
I was outside this time, so it was fine. And I really I didn't throw up. I just choked a little bit and my drink came out of my nose.
That is certainly
but it was very
more
very
manageable
nearly
situation.
almost a sequel to, and the funny thing is, because this pie shop is, like, on a kind of residential side of the street, so we passed by people's houses to get there, and I didn't see this, but Henry told me that a guy, like, walked out of his house and saw me, like, doubled over with, like, green liquid coming out of my nose and mouth, and then just, like, went back into his house.
Probably saw, like, that and was like, that's the apocalypse. That's the zombie. That's, like, the first inflection point of the green corruption.
Oh, yeah, somebody comes out and it's just like, oh, somebody's getting exorcisted out here. I'm gonna go back inside.
The fact that it's in Australia, it's like, mate, they got the Cthulhu in them. I better get back inside.
Yeah, no dramas, just a bit of Cthulhu, no dramas, no worries, mate, no worries, she'll be right, mate, no worries.
Just a bit of the deep ones. Ah, they're a legend, aren't they?
How do we end this, guys?
Oh, you bloody beauty.
The way I would put it is that life is a lot like the Patrick Star Show. A lot of people appear, and you don't know why, and also things happen, and you're not sure why, and none of it makes sense, and it just ends abruptly at some point.
Things happen, and then they continue to happen until they stop happening. And
before
really,
you know it, you're dead.
Honestly, life is a highway. I want to ride it all night long.
And we were not ready.